Hey fellas, I've recently gotten into clocks. You can't have too much fun without realizing it's 4 PM after all. But there's one issue. It doesn't come with the problem of wasting money. What's the point in knowing time if it doesn't help with poorly managing my finances? I need more! And lucky for me, Nintendo has come to the rescue with... Well, now I'm just not wasting enough.
So, you like Mario?
Welcome to the club.
Who knew an Italian plumber would rise to such fame? Mario is undoubtedly the single most recognizable video game character of all time, if not the most recognizable character in all of entertainment. And really, it makes sense. Mario games can often be works of art with exciting gameplay, a beautiful story, everything in between makes for an experience, or experiences, that just simply can't be matched. The guy has evolved over the last 40 years, but very rarely has it ever felt strange or like a step back. This is natural. But where's the alarm button?
I may have been kissing Mario's ass for the past minute, but that's not to say he hasn't had his fair share of... dog crap. Hotel Mario, Mario is missing, Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, and plenty of others are all considered to be below standard disappointments for Twitter users to whine about everywhere. Need to proclaim the truth somehow.
But as terrible as these games are, none compare to Mario Clock.
What's that? Oh, it's an app? Mario is missing socks! Wanna hear what's on the itinerary for the next 10 minutes?
Before we dive into the history of this thing and whine about how lame it is, it's worth noting that this isn't really a game. Sure, it has the face of a gaming icon on it, but so does the Mario shower head. You won't see me complaining about the ins and outs of that thing's graphics. Mario Clock is an application, as is any digital clock app, so it's not really fair to compare it to something like Hotel Mario. Also because nothing deserves to be compared to Hotel Mario. But it still sucks, okay? Let me whine about it. First, as promised, a history. Because you know what they say, even dog crap can be involved in the American Civil War. The Nintendo DSi, everyone's favorite handheld console. What, with all its useful feature removals and less than stellar additions, what's not to like about wasting almost $200 on it? Released on April 2nd, 2009 here in Australia, the Nintendo DSi was the last major redesign of the Nintendo DS.
The DSi XL doesn't exist, I'm not 80.
I don't think it's worth going over how huge the DS is, anybody with a pulse should know, but suffice to say, this thing was pretty big, as in it's the second best selling console of all time. But the system definitely had its fair share of problems, which Nintendo aimed to solve by making Mario Clock an exclusive.
Because screw the consumer, that's why.
Jokes aside, however, the DSi had one feature that was bound to blow someone's mind. DSiWare. It was like WiiWare and gave you the ability to download smaller bite-sized games and applications to your system, like Photo Dojo, Shantae Risky's Revenge, WarioWare Snapped, Dragon Quest Warriors, and yes, of course, you guessed it, the Antichrist. Released just over 4 months after the release of the system, Mario Clock wasn't a game, but instead an app retailing for $2 American bucks, or 200 DSi points.
That's an extra $1 in Australia. You don't know how much decision making this took.
That's right, for $2 whole, Nintendo was offering this clock app, because apparently this clock, it just wasn't enough. So, let's get to the whining. There's nothing to do here!
That's right, you heard it here first, folks. A Nintendo fan hates Mario Clock. Do something about it.
So, there's a few things to goof around with. Look at a clock, look at another clock, set an alarm, check the date. Let's cycle through everything. Number 1, the clock itself. There's two options, either an analog clock or a digital one. Both tell the time, although admittedly the analog one is probably a bit more fun. That's not to say either are exciting, they're goddamn clocks. The date is also shown, not particularly useful though considering you can just exit out of the application and check the date right there. And that's all it tells you, no other information, just time, date, middle finger, it's the perfect package. Like for Christ's sake, could they not at least swing for a calendar? Well, of course not. They were too busy making a separate app for that. Now, folks, get ready for this, because I'm about to blow your mind. You can set an alarm.
Well, I'll be damned. That absolutely makes it worth $2.
Up to 3 alarms can be set, with customization options for each. You can choose from a few 8-bit Super Mario Bros. Tunes, including the main theme, the Star Power-Up theme, and even the Underwater theme. I guess this is cool, but Mario Clock has to be open for this to work, and I don't want 10 hours of Mario Clock, I'm not a sinner.
And that's all the clock features Mario Clock comes with. All other one features lie within its interactivity.
You see, it is called Mario Clock, so we've got to do something, which is why Mario is constantly running to the right. Constantly. It won't stop. You can't control him or anything. That would make this a game, and Lord knows Nintendo would never be that generous. However, you can press B to make Mario run, and A to make him jump. Now, what does this do?
Keep you awake?
So really the whole goal here is to collect as many coins as possible. Just run, jump, and build wealth. This is just like a robbery. But don't worry, that's not all. You can also get power-ups. Mushrooms make you big, another one makes you small. Has Nintendo ever played the original Super Mario Bros? There's even a power block that knocks all the numbers of the clock face off the screen for a few brief seconds. How the hell am I supposed to know what time it was 3 seconds ago now? Ultimately though, the interactivity here doesn't stretch much beyond that. Every 15 minutes the background changes, every hour Mario reaches the flagpole, and there's even a few cool things that the coins will do. Like for every 100 coins you get a Mario or Luigi icon that will pop up on the clock.
Oh, now I'm sold!
On top of that, if you collect 1200 coins, 100 for every hour on the clock, you beat Mario Clock. It's possible to get 100% completion on a goddamn clock app. That's incredible to me.
Overall, Mario Clock is definitely an investment. Not much more than that, though. The interactivity is pretty cool. For an app called Mario Clock, it definitely delivers on both those words. I mean, it's a clock, and there's Mario. But for $2, there's so much more they could have added that would have made this far less redundant. Have a calendar, a world clock, a goddamn stopwatch, anything to improve this beyond waking up to the underwater theme from Super Mario Bros. But really, my biggest problem here is the clock. I can't read numbers, so to educate myself in the wonderful world of math, I'm gonna download Mario Calculator. Where did it all go wrong?